Now we are going to continue with the second part of the video, that is the exercise of tertiary economic activity. Okay, so the first that is complete the chain, choose the correct option and give reason, we have already solved in the video which is already uploaded. Now we'll continue with the short notes. The first short note is importance of satellites as means of communication. So we all know that satellite is very much important for the communication purpose. All the networks which we use, like telephone network, internet network, radio network, each and every network is being used with the help of satellite signals. Okay. The information related to physical, information related to human factors are also obtained by the satellite communication. Satellite communication is used in remote islands wherever accessibility is not there, wherever any mode of transportation is not there. So at such places we cannot go physically. So such type of remote areas can also be accessed with the help of satellites, and you can get the images of those rare and remote areas. As television becomes the main market, its demand for satellite communication becomes very important. Satellites are also used for internet communication, military communication also. Hence, the importance of satellite as means of communication is increasing day by day. Next is role of transportation in trade. Now, transportation can also called as a trade service. It is also called as a service sector. Okay, all the transportation business, they come under your tertiary sector. Okay, they always needs to be coming under the trade section. Now transportation makes the goods available to the consumers. Okay, wherever the goods are in plenty, those goods are being shifted to the deficient place. Okay, so it makes possible the movement of goods from one place to another place. Hence it is called as exchange of goods and services. Now these movement of goods is possible only because of transportation. There should be demand and there should be supply. So the supply is going to send the goods to the place wherever there is a demand. In other words, without the help of transport, development of trade is not possible. Yes, definitely the transportation is very much important for the country to develop. If the transportation service is good, definitely it is going to lead to the fast development of that country. Hence it plays an important role in the case of globalization of any particular country. Next is tourism and GDP. Now tourism is also one of the vital thing which is growing in today's world. As the standard of living is increasing day by day, the income is increasing day by day, per capita income has increased, the poverty has decreased, the people, they have a lot of money so that they can use that money for their enjoyment. Okay, so it also creates a job in agriculture, communication, health and educational sectors. Like tourism is going to boost the revenue of the economy. The government that depends on tourism invests a lot of infrastructure on that country. They construct new roads, highways, develop the parks, improve public places and set up airports. With augmenting facilities, more and more tourists are attracted in such countries where, and then that helps in boosting the GDP. Now some countries have very good favorable climate, so they invest more in developing it more, like making parks, museums, and they also invest more in making the transportation available, so that large amount of tourism should come easily to their country, and they should find it flexible and they should find it accessible to all the destinations wherever they visit. So tourism is also going to lead to the increment in the GDP level of that country. Next question is differentiate between. Now the first differentiate is between economic, secondary economic and tertiary economic. Now secondary economic activity is concerned with all the products exist from primary activity, means the products are of raw material and that has to be converted into finished goods. And tertiary activity is what? It is concerned about the servicing of the products. Okay, it is to service those products to the end users, to the customers. Next is development of secondary activity depends on the production of primary activity, as the raw material required for the secondary activity comes from the primary. So if primary is going to develop, then definitely the secondary will develop. It is dependent on the primary. Now the tertiary activities are also dependent on both primary or as well as secondary. Manufacturing and construction are important secondary activities. Trade, transportation, communication are the important tertiary activities. Secondary activities produce goods and commodities, whereas tertiary activities transports those goods and commodities to the consumers. Secondary activities may be away from the market, and tertiary activities are near to the market because they want to make the goods available to the consumers. Now the next difference is between quaternary and quinary activities. Now quaternary activities refers to the activities where the task is to think, research and to develop the ideas, whereas the quinary is related to politics, it is related to the administrational work. Quaternary is the confined to research, training, education or some expertism. Okay, whereas quaternary is to take a high level decision at a country level or a nation level. So this type of high level decision making, policy making is done in a quaternary activity. Then quinary activity. क्वाटरनरी एक्टिविटी के एग्जाम्पल्स है सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर्स, स्टैटिस्टिकल्स, हॉस्पिटल स्टाफ, टीचर्स, प्रोफेसर्स, कंसल्टेंट्स, ये सारे लोग क्वाटरनरी में आते हैं. और क्यूनरी में कौन आता है? ऑल द पॉलिटिशियन, जज, साइंटिस्ट, गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स, आईएएस, वो सब लोग क्यूनरी में आते हैं. नेक्स्ट इज वाटरवेज एंड एयरवेज. नाउ जो भी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन हम वाटर के ऊपर करते हैं दोज ट्रांसपोर्टेशन आर कॉल्ड एज वाटरवेज, and waterways are the cheapest mode of transportation, and the transportation which we do on the air with the help of airways, those transportation are called as airways, and it is most expensive mode of transportation. heavy material हो या बल्कि मटेरियल हो उसके लिए हम हमेशा वाटरवेज ही यूज़ करते हैं, और लाइट वेट पेरिशेबल प्रोडक्ट, एंटीक, ऐसे प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए वी आर यूजिंग एयरवेज. एंड द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ waterways are what type of things we transport through waterways? minerals, oil, coal, machineries, ये waterways से हम transport कर देते हैं. And what are the things which we transport by airways? gold, silver, platinum, diamonds, fish, dairy products, ये सारी चीज़ें हम airways से transport कर सकते हैं. waterways are very slow, मतलब if you transport it today it will go after 2-3 days, it will take months also, but airways are comparatively fastest mode of transport, it goes very fast, more used for the goods transport than passengers transport. okay, यहाँ पे waterways में goods के लिए ज़्यादा यूज़ करते हैं waterway transportation, एंड पैसेंजर्स के लिए कम, लेकिन एयरवेज में पैसेंजर्स के लिए ज़्यादा यूज़ करते हैं और गुड्स के लिए कम. So this is about the waterways and airways. Now answer in detail. First question is explain the factors affecting trade between the two countries. अभी trade अगर आपको दो countries में करनी है तो factors कौन से important है? So the first factor is natural resource. ठीक है, natural resource is totally uneven, we all know throughout the world. So एक country में available है तो ये दूसरे country में नहीं है. One country is rich in kerosene, other country may not have it. Okay, so one country is rich in coal, other may not have it. So because of that, trade between the natural resource between the countries is very much important. Next is climate. Climate is also playing an important role. Okay, climate is also affecting the plants, animals, the settlements, the occupation of the people staying there. So the example यहाँ पे दिया है, in tropical countries like Sri Lanka, lot of export of tea is done. Okay, और मलेशिया एंड इंडोनेशिया में रबर का किया जाता है. सो इट डिपेंड्स विच कंट्री इज़ गुड इन विच टाइप ऑफ मटेरियल और प्लांट्स. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज पॉपुलेशन. Population is also important. Which type of population it is, whether it is educated, well educated, in which type of occupation that population is engaged, whether it is primary, secondary, tertiary, how is the standard of living, whether it is good, whether it is below poverty. Okay, all these things are also considered. Next is culture. What is the culture of that country? Okay, they are following old culture or latest culture. What is the art and craft? How are the skills present in those people? All these things are also considered. Next is economic cost. अभी economic cost भी important है because cost of production is also a major factor. अगर किसी country में आपको आपसे भी ज़्यादा कम रेट में अगर वो प्रोडक्ट मिलता है तो आप क्या करोगे? आप वो प्रोड्यूस करने के बजाय आप उनसे वो इम्पोर्ट भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है, अगर उनकी इकोनॉमिक कॉस्ट कम है तो. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज स्पेशलाइजेशन. इफ यू हैव सम स्पेशलाइजेशन, लाइक सम प्लेसेस आर रियली फेमस फॉर सम एंटिक प्रोडक्ट, सो वो उधर से ही आप खरीद सकते हो. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वॉचेस इन स्विट्जरलैंड और इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गुड्स इन जापान आर वेरी मच फेमस. नेक्स्ट इज गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी. अभी ये तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. इफ देर आर गवर्नमेंट्स ऑफ बोथ द कंट्रीज, इफ दे हैव गुड रिलेशन, देन एंड देन ओनली यू कैन डू इंटरनेशनल एंड फॉरेन ट्रेड्स. अगर उनका रिलेशन ही अच्छा नहीं है, then you cannot do all these tradings between the two countries. Okay, so these are the factors affecting trade between two countries. अभी second question है, development of transportation is dependent on geographical factors. अभी ट्रांसपोर्टेशन अगर आपको करना है तो डेफिनेटली वो जोग्राफिकल फैक्टर्स पे डिपेंड करेगा ही करेगा. बिकॉज इफ़ देर इज़ प्लेन सरफेस, इफ़ देर इज़ फ्लैट सरफेस, देन डेफिनेटली वहाँ पे रोडवेज और रेलवेज बहुत अच्छी तरीके से हो सकती है. बट इफ़ यू टेक इन द अपोजिट मैनर, इफ़ इट इज़ एन हिली एरिया, माउंटेनियस एरिया, देन डेफिनेटली you will take lot of time to construct the road. ओके, सो वहाँ पे आप रोडवेज कंस्ट्रक्ट करने में बहुत टाइम कंज्यूम कर सकते हो. रेलवेज तो आप बना ही नहीं सकते हो ऑन सच प्लेसेस. कोस्टल लोकेशंस विथ broken coastlines are also favorable for ports and harbors. For the development of airways, favorable climate and plain region is very much important. plain region क्यों? क्योंकि airports construct करने के लिए plain regions बहुत ही important होते हैं. foggy और smoggy weather में you cannot use air transportation because it creates lots of obstacles and there are the chances of airplane crash. Next is, why is transportation system important in the development of any nation? अभी जैसे कि बोला है कि हर एक कंट्री में कुछ ना कुछ तो सरप्लस होता है और कुछ ना कुछ तो डेफिशिएंसी होती है. ठीक है, सो ट्रेड इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट to move the commodities, to move the passengers, to give the services to other places. Okay, so because of that we have several modes of transportations like airways, roadways, railways. ठीक है, तो significance of transportation in economic activity is found in the effects of human wants and satisfy the needs and production and distribution of goods. Transportation also increases the quality and variety of consumer goods. It also adds the economy of the nation. It provides various employment opportunities to the unemployed people and ultimately it is going to boost the economic level of a certain country. For example, many people got employment in the construction work of metro rail track जो अभी इंडिया में चल रहा है. Next is question number 4. Tertiary activities are expanding day by day. Explain this particular statement. अभी tertiary activity is also called as the service sector. Okay, because it provides transportation, it provides trade, it also provides services. अभी tertiary activity में अगर आप देखोगे transportation आता है, communication आता है, banking, insurance, marketing, export, import, सब कुछ आ जाता है. It also provides public services like hospital, education, research, development, administration. Okay. With increasingly industrialization, the growth of population and trade, and the number of people working in banking, insurance, tax, all software developers, ये भी expand होता जा रहा है day by day. Now next is question number 7. एक मैप दिया है, आपको कुछ लोकेशंस दिए हैं, वो आपको मैप में प्लॉट करने हैं. तो फर्स्ट लोकेशन क्या है? अ कैनल ब्रिंगिंग रेडिकल चेंज इन द सी. तो वो कैनल है स्विस कैनल. तो स्विस कैनल कहाँ ड्रॉ करना है वो आप देखो. ओके, इट इज़ गोइंग टू कनेक्ट पैसिफिक टू अटलांटिक. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज द रेलवे कनेक्शन ऑफ 2 कॉन्टिनेंट्स. रेलवे कनेक्शन 2 नंबर पे ट्रांस साइबेरियन रेलवे आंसर है उसका, वो वहाँ पे प्लॉट किया गया है. नेक्स्ट इज एन इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट इन इंडिया. ओके, अभी इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट इन इंडिया क्या है, कहाँ पे है? दिल्ली में है. तो दिल्ली में आपको वो दिखाना है. नेक्स्ट इज एन इम्पोर्टेंट पोर्ट इन इंडिया. सबसे बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट पोर्ट जो है वो है मुंबई पोर्ट और वो मुंबई में है. सो दैट यू विल बी डिनोटिंग इन मुंबई. So this is how you are going to do it. Okay, now for Swiss Canal you can see the denotion of Swiss Canal. Actually it is very 1 नंबर का साइन आप देख सकते हो, वहाँ पे वो उन्होंने वो डिनोट किया है. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द एक्सरसाइज विच इज़ बेस्ड ऑन लेसन नंबर आई मीन द टर्शरी एक्टिविटी। अभी लास्ट क्वेश्चन है क्वेश्चन 8। यहाँ पे आपको एक पैसेज दिया है, वो पैसेज आपको केयरफुली रीड करना है जो ऑलरेडी बुक में दिया गया है, तो उसके ऊपर कुछ क्वेश्चंस है। अभी फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, व्हाई डज टूरिज्म सेक्टर नीड प्लानिंग। अभी प्लान डेवलपमेंट इन टूरिज्म सेक्टर इज ऑफ ग्रेट इंपॉर्टेंस। क्यों? बिकॉज इट इन्वॉल्व्स मेनी इंडस्ट्रीज वर्किंग टुगेदर इन द कॉम्प्लेक्स एंड हेंस स्पेशल अटेंशन इज गिवन टू इट। Planning will help to allot limited resources between various competitors with the view to maximize the output as well as to maximize the income and to maximize the employment. Abhi next hai, what is the importance of communities in planning? Now, in the process of planning, the communities are basic elements of tourism. It mainly depends upon the level of acceptance shown by local communities, and in the process of planning and their involvement is necessary. Therefore, planning is very much important. अभी नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन है, एक्सप्लेन टू बेनिफिट्स ऑफ प्लानिंग। अभी अगर आप प्लानिंग कर दोगे तो क्या होगा? इट इज़ गोइंग टू रिड्यूस द नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट, फिर इट इज़ गोइंग टू बूस्ट द पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट, देन सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट हो जाएगी ऑफ अ डेस्टिनेशन। ओके, सो प्लानिंग क्या हो सकता है, उससे आपका जो फ्यूचर है और वो और अच्छा हो सकता है। अगर आप आज ही से प्लानिंग करना स्टार्ट कर दोगे तो आपका फ्यूचर भी और अच्छा होगा। जो गलतियाँ आपने पास्ट में की है वो आप उससे कम गलतियाँ आगे जाके करोगे। सो दैट इज़ वाई प्लानिंग इज़ वेरी मच इम्पॉर्टेंट। What factors affect the economy of the host community? The development of tourism creates impact on mainly environment, socio-culture, and economy of the host in community at any destination. और लास्ट क्वेश्चन है, वाई प्लानिंग इज़ अ लॉन्ग टर्म टास्क। अब जब भी हम प्लान करते हैं तो वो लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए करते हैं, बिकॉज प्लानिंग इज़ अ लॉन्ग टर्म, बिकॉज इट इज़ अ कॉन्स्टेंट प्रोसेस। वो एक बार कर देंगे छोड़ देंगे ऐसा नहीं है, इट इज़ कंटिन्यूसली अ कॉन्स्टेंट प्रोसेस of preparing, upgrading and improving yourself. Hence, it is a long-term task. Okay, it is a continuous task. So, this is all about the exercise of lesson number 6, that is tertiary economic activity. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe my channel.